So, how excited was I for Assassin's Creed Mirage? I mean, if you're not paying attention, I have this t shirt that says Assassin's Creed Mirage, and not only that, there is an Ezio style hoodie over here, and it says nothing is true and everything is important. And also, I got this quote from Desmond, which is the past is just a story we tell ourselves. And also, I got a little eagle over here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but yeah, this is a custom made T-shirt. I designed this. Why? Because I was excited for Mirage. Because I was excited to be a real assassin again, not that Vikings type of shit. So Mirage came out. I played it, and I was very disappointed. They were advertising the game as if this was gonna be a return to the roots. You're gonna be an assassin again. And at the end of Valhalla, Basim was like, you guys are like a far cry from the people that I left back, back in the days, and blah blah blah. But once I played the game, most of the assassins were forgettable. A lot of the stories started, but it didn't quite end. And even at the end of Valhalla, Basim, I think he was talking to his uh, Isu wife, and she forgot to appear in this game, by the way. It's almost like Valhalla and Mirage were made by different teams and different studios, and it's almost like they didn't play Valhalla at all. But the good stuff about Mirage is parkour. The parkour is back. You can actually assassinate people with your hidden blade, and it's actually over here, not over here, which is a good thing, because I was getting very, very annoyed by the fact that the hidden blade was not hidden at all. So these are kind of the good things, and also you have an assassin hoodie and everything. And that's all. Everything else about the game wasn't really good. I think the story was quite lackluster. I mean, the build up that they did at the end of Valhalla, and once I was very excited to play this game, and then I played this game, and all that build up was for nothing. Basim doesn't really have a modern day story, because they could have killed it in the modern day story with Basim looking at his past and also doing things to get the assassins back on track, and none of that was in the game, which is stupid in my opinion. And I think they listen to the fans by not listening to the fans fully, because they brought back some of the stuff. They removed the RPG, thank god, but the story just wasn't doing it for me. I mean, in terms of parkour and story and gameplay, the previous Assassin's Creeds were better. I mean, Unity has the best parkour, no doubt, and I think Brotherhood 2, Assassin's Creed 1, and Black Flag, they really killed it in the narrative department, but it seems like they didn't even want to invest in Mirage at all. And I don't know why they forced the story to be so short, because I forgot the name of the villain. But I remember Haytham, I remember Al Mualim, I remember the Borgias, But I don't know why they made a villain, and she had like 3 seconds of screen time, and then Basim killed her off, and instead of Basim's Isu wife, we got Nihal, which was a character that's supposed to be him from another left hand. And at the end of the game, we find out that, Nihal is not Nihal. Okay, they got me there, but what did they do with the twist? They got into this Isu hideout or whatever, I mean, it's not like we have done that before in these games. And they see this hideout, and Basim was like, nah, I don't think I need to explore this. I'm gonna be Basim. I'm not gonna be some other Isu thing. And at the end of the game, he becomes some Isu thing. So I was hoping that we could actually see Basim become evil, but unfortunately we couldn't see that. We kind of got a hint, but man, it would have been good if we could see it on screen. You know, he starts out as a good guy, and then he like becomes a bad guy at the end of the game. But obviously that didn't happen, and what we have is a disappointment. And I can't believe I was excited, so hyped for this game. They even made a cool banger theme song for this game, which they never played in the game, and that just completely kills off the vibe. And looking back, there isn't really any sort of characters that kind of stand out. Roshan was a good character in a way because he was the only good character in the game. And then there was this other guy, assassin, who was looking at the Isu history and whatnot. And Basim was like, hey, you can't do that. And he was like, this is rich history, you know, we are supposed to dig into this knowledge and learn more about the Isu stuff. And Basim was like, no, you can't do that. And a few missions later, Basim does that. He goes into this Isu thing, and he releases this Isu ghost or whatever. And the story is just inconsistent, to be honest. And I don't know, I expected better. They could have made this one of the best Assassin's Creed games till this day, but unfortunately, Ubisoft is Ubisoft, and it seems they forgot all about Basim being the main character of the modern day arc in the next game, which is Shadows, because guess what? That game doesn't really have a modern day arc, and that game doesn't really mention Basim. So what was the point of the ending of Valhalla? Even I have no idea. The game is basically directionless right now. They're trying to do like a Final Fantasy style stuff, you know. Every game has a new protagonist, and then that story ends, and then another story begins, and it just, I don't know. I thought Assassin's Creed really had a unique story, you know, with the you are revisiting the memories of your ancestors, and your ancestors kind of knows your presence in a way. And unfortunately they dropped all of that. So yeah, that was kind of like my review of Mirage. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and also don't forget to check out my Patreon. See you guys in the next video.